Well, tough day, I guess. When I went into the market, I saw that we kind of were in the buy side of the curve if we maybe drew something like this. But the problem here is that we hadn't really the best reactions out of the fair value gap, so we're still holding this 15 minute right here to the left, and the problem here was that we inversed this 15 minutes right here. If I take off this, we inversed this 15 minutes, but inversed it right back down, which kind of tells us the PA is a little bit crap. So I was a little bit bullish, but not a lot, and with no confidence about this price action. I kind of told myself it was really crappy. And then if we go in the 5 minutes, when they started a little bit just after market open, right here, we made a protected high. And the thing here is on this 3 minutes, we had a 5 minute inverse, 3 minute inverse, and 1 minute inverse. But if we go with and look at ES right here, we have an SMT with these highs. So we have an SMT, we just made a manipulation, we just manipulated higher, and we are reacting to this 5 minutes. So we don't need really to wait for this 3 minutes. For the 5 minutes, we can take the 2 or the 3 minutes if we inversed it with a lot of momentum, and that's exactly what we did. So right here was my first trade, which was not well managed, and I will explain why. Because right here we have this 5 minute fair value gap to the left, and we have these lows. So there is a high probability that when we hit these lows, we rebalance to equilibrium. So this can be a soup, and that's exactly what happened. We swept this liquidity right here, almost to the tick, and we went up. The thing here was I was kind of bullish on the day, and right here what I should have done is this is at least 1 hour, so I should take everything here. The thing is I went with 2 contracts. I took one here, the other one is stop at break even, which is definitely okay, but I should have been done right there on the first win. But as it was a scalp, it was a small win, so I don't call it a win, it's a scalp trade and break even. So I kept trading, and the thing here was right here what we saw was a soup, and when we see a soup it goes right up, there's a high chance that the market will go up. So the thing here was if we go on the 2 minutes, we have this inverse fair value gap to the upside, but here we kind of have something like a protected high, and we don't have a good break even. If we go and if we see something like this, just don't look at it in hindsight, we don't have a good break even, and this will be the TP, which isn't a good TP, and we have something like I'm only seeing this right now. We have this unclosed 2 minutes, so I should have been break even right here, so this trade shouldn't be a loss, but it was. To me, this trade was a loss because I took it on a 2 minute. We tapped this 2 minute fair value gap and we went down, and this was my first loss, which I took it around here. I guess I didn't wait for the close because it was a death candle, and I'm not waiting for a close right there, and thank God I did. So the thing here was the first trade was bad, a good trade, bad executed. This was a decent trade, and now it was a bad trade, and I will explain why, but also bad executed, and I will talk about the third trade that I took today. So I had a scalp and break even and a loss, and the other one was a win. They made me green today, and I will explain why this trade was bad quickly. This trade was bad not really about the protected highs, the momentum was good, not about possible SMTs because we had an SMT, a bullish SMT. The thing here is, when we started the day, where were we? Sorry. When we started the day, if we go, I think it's more off, it's on 3 minutes, we are just chopping. So let's think about this as a block of accumulation. So right here we are just accumulating. And when I saw this accumulation, I was waiting. I was literally waiting. I think I even made this in my head. I think I drew this in my head, and I was waiting. Yes, I remember it now. When I started the day, I saw that we were funneling a little bit. So the thing here is, I'm waiting for the manipulation leg out of this funnel, out of this block, and then go to the other side. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, the power of 3. And it happened exactly what I said. I took the 3-minute blow, but then I saw 2 minutes to the upside, and I heard some people saying that this was a good trade, and I just didn't even really think about it. And the momentum was good, so I took the trade, and I lost it. It's definitely okay. I don't care about this loss. But in hindsight, now I see that it was a really bad trade, because when we swept this high, also when we swept this liquidity, we didn't sweep it with a lot of momentum, with a lot of displacement, sorry, which makes this something that tells us that we are going to the downside, and we inverse this. So the thing here is, if I delete this bullshit, we have accumulation, we have distribution, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution to the downside. And what happened here was we made a change in the state right here. We tapped, that is something that I've been talking about a lot recently. We made a change in the state, we rebalanced the change in the state, so we retest the change in the state, and then we went down. And I took the trade that was after the rebalance, so the market should move in my opposite side, and the market for some reason just dumped. And I kind of wanted to take these 15 minutes, but I was undecisive about it because I was kind of shook by the loss. And when I saw this 15 minutes, I was waiting for a retracement a little bit higher, which we don't really need a retracement here. With this momentum, we don't need a retracement. And if we go here, we have this low resistance liquidity. So this was just a pure low resistance liquidity run to the downside. The trade that I would have probably take would be like one of two contracts, probably to one TP here and another TP here, but I didn't take it, which is definitely okay. And the trade that I took was something like this. Here we have this, we ran all the LRLR, and we tapped this 1 hour. And the thing here is, when we dump this much, we don't want to short and we don't want to long, we just want to wait for structure. And maybe if you still want to go to the downside, which I don't think I wanted, but if I want to go to the downside, we need to wait for a retest, a rebalance to equilibrium, and then go again to the downside. And the thing here is, we respected this 1 minute, we went up, and I think on the 2 minutes we had an inverse. Well, I don't really remember. I think it was on 1 minute that we inversed this, but this isn't a good trade because it's the first inverse after a big dump. We need to wait for structure. You can take a trade just after a big dump, pump or dump. You need to wait for the thing to be drawn. Let's see it here. If I draw something right here, imagine that we're playing, I think it's Scribble, and you're trying to just say what I am drawing. So I do this, and you start saying, oh, okay, that's a hot dog. And then I do this and just probably stay, it's a smashed potato something. And then I do this and maybe then you say this is a boat, which is exactly what I'm trying to draw. The thing here was you took one of two trades before you waited for the whole picture to be drawn on the market. You need to wait for structure. And right here we have a possible long that worked, okay, but you can't take the trade. It's better for you to take the confirmation trade. So right here we have a confirmation play. We close with momentum. I don't think we have an SMT, but this will be the stop loss. This will be the TP of this trade. Maybe we could take to 50%, but you are not sure if we are going to tap the 50% with this kind of momentum down that we had before. Sometimes we don't rebalance to equilibrium, so this will be your TP. And this is a good trade. I didn't take this trade because I was waiting a little bit for more structure, and this closed a lot higher than I wanted, so I kind of waited for it to rebalance a little, but it just tapped this, and I didn't take this trade. And the thing here is exactly I saw the momentum to the upside, and the thing here is we inversed all this to the upside, and the last speed bump that we had was this 30-second. I think if we go to 3 minutes, we don't have any more speed bumps. We needed to inverse this 3 minutes, but we on the 1 minute, the 2 minutes we don't have anything. On the 1 minute we don't have anything. Okay, we have this smallish one, but the more obvious is on 30-second. Okay, you probably could wait for the 1 minute to close, which also did. And the thing here is we made this good order block after we inversed this 1 minute. So what I did was when we inversed this 30-second, I was still I didn't have a lot of conviction, but then we came down and we almost made this order block. And when I saw the reaction that we did to the retest of this 30-second, I went on this trade. I think my entry was something like here. So we have another order block, which makes a propulsion block, and we are reversing literally everything with a lot of momentum. So I took this trade not to this high because my stop loss should be something like this. So I took this trade, I think, to the 1 hour, which was something like this. And this was last trade that I took. This was last trade that I took today. Not the best trade, I call it an A. It's really high. This is the best trade to take. This is kind of a chase trade, but it's definitely okay. It's something to learn. I learned a lot today because the market was just going up and down, and power of 3 really important, and waiting for structure really important. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.